Hey everyone, how's it going? Dragon Ball FighterZ is out now, finally, and with it comes a lot of players who are new to fighting games. I previously put a video up on the mindset required to improve in fighting games, along with some philosophy behind playing and picking characters and picking games, but I wanted to go a little bit further and make a few videos answering some basic questions, and I want to give people who are new an additional resource to start learning from. So on today's video, I'm going to answer a question that I see a lot, which is, do I need an arcade stick to play? And in answering that, we'll also talk about button notations and some other related things. So first, do you need an arcade stick? No. You will not benefit in any way from buying an arcade stick if you aren't already accustomed to using one, and the adjustment period for switching from a pad to a stick can be a few months. But that's not relevant because a stick does not confer any kind of advantage. Use what you feel comfortable with. A lot of people find stick more intuitive, or they grew up in arcades, so they use arcade sticks. That's really the reason why. That's the only reason. But if you're just getting into fighters now, or if you've dabbled a little bit, like if you've stuck your toes in the water, you're probably more used to pad, or you'll be more comfortable on pad. So just use what you feel the most comfortable with. Now, with that out of the way, there are two related topics that I want to address in this video: notations and drilling your inputs. So first off, you've probably seen something like 236L described in places. When people are talking about either combos or just specials or certain moves. So what does something like that mean? Well, it's a quarter circle forward on the stick or the D-pad plus a light attack, except it condensed into the most commonly used notation for anime fighting games. So the numbers correspond to a number pad, like on a keyboard, and most people are going to assume you're on player 1 side, which means you'll be facing towards the right side of the screen, making 236 a quarter circle forward and 214 a quarter circle backwards. LMH refers to light, medium, and heavy attacks, which are your three basic attack buttons ascending from fastest and weakest to slowest and strongest, and S is your special, usually a key blast or something. On top of that, each character has a couple of universal command normals, like 6M. Forward and medium attack is every character's built-in overhead. 2H is a universal launcher that also has invulnerability to aerial attacks, so it's good at punishing things like super dashes. Now, to back this up real quick, there are a few reasons why we use this notation system. One, it makes it easier to write out long strings of inputs and combos. Two, the numpad notation specifically is used in anime fighters because not all moves use the most common motions like half circles and quarter circles and DPs. The third is because the numpad notation facilitates communication across language barriers. So it's not as arcane or arbitrary as you might think. There's a reason for this. And for our purposes, for these videos, I'm going to be using those notations for the most part. Now, as you branch out from Dragon Ball FighterZ, the notations, you'll notice, will change game by game and community to community. Tekken and the NRS games, for instance, don't use numbers to refer to stick positions, but instead, that's how they label the buttons, like down 1 or D1 is down on the stick or D-pad and square. But again, for our purposes, we're using the anime notation system, because this is an anime hyper fighter. The last thing that I want to talk about is doing the inputs themselves and getting comfortable with them. This is a big stumbling block for a lot of new players, is the inputs for specials and supers and stuff. Now, Dragon Ball FighterZ really only uses quarter circles. Half circles are used in one specific instance, but the main thing that you should be focused on drilling is just getting comfortable with doing quarter circles. So just go into practice and try to do multiple consecutive specials without messing up once. If you mess up, start over. Try to get consistent enough to do 10 in a row, 20 in a row, without making an input error. To help build muscle memory, I like to do inputs in slow motion at first, just focusing on being clean and precise. and then I speed up later on. There's a visual aid and the training options to help you see how clean your inputs are. The other thing that you want to focus on is being able to dash quickly without mashing. After that, you can practice double jumping cleanly and one of the harder inputs, but super important, which is instant air dashing. So all of the characters in the game can double jump, and all of the characters can also air dash. Doing the air dash the moment that you leave the ground gives you more overhead and more cross-up potential. Plus, it's generally going to help your mobility out a lot, so it's a skill worth learning. And there is a slight shortcut. So normally you would think that you have to hit 8 and then 6-6. 8 being a jump, 6-6 being the 2 forward inputs on the stick or the D-pad to make the dash come out. But you can actually just input 9 and 6 for the air dash. Since the air dash is comprised of hitting forward twice in the air, going diagonally up with 9 accomplishes both the jump and the first half of the dash input. So you just need to tap 6 or forward again to make it come out. So go ahead and practice that stuff, and that's going to be it for today. There's going to be a bunch more videos down the line breaking down the mechanics of the game, the strategies, the philosophies behind those strategies to help you pull that all together a little bit more, and I hope to see you online in DBFZ. Take it easy, have a good one, y'all.